Hi everyone and welcome. My name is Dora and this is my 6th update to pan that palette in order. This is a really fun project pan that was created by Taylor, who I've linked down below, and the idea is that you're trying to hit pan in every single shadow of an eyeshadow palette, and you're trying to do that in order, so from left to right, top row and then second row, etc. And I've been working on my ABH Riviera palette here. I really thought I would be done with this palette by now, but at my last update, which was in September, I still had 4 shadows to hit pan on. I'm just gonna roll the footage now and show you what this palette looked like in the intro. As you can see, I already had pans hit in 5 shadows, I believe, so 9 more shadows to hit pan on throughout this project. And here's what my palette was looking like at my last update. I'd hit pan in Cabana and I was really close on Coastline. I had 16 uses on Coastline, and to compare it to how many uses it took me to hit pan in Cabana, I thought probably 3 more uses for me to hit pan. Now here's what the palette is looking like today, and yay, I do have a new pan here in Coastline. It just took me 2 more uses to hit pan on this shadow, a total of 18 uses, at least 18 tracked uses. I actually inherited this palette from Ruth, who I've linked down below as well. She used to update regularly on YouTube. She's on a bit of a hiatus right now. But yeah, so I don't know how many times Ruth would have used any of these shadows. At my last update, I had 2 uses in Bahamas, and I am now at 19 uses. It took me 19 uses to hit pan in Cabana, 18 in Coastline, like I said. I've got 19 uses on here already, but I'm still not done. Hang on, no, I've used it one more time. 20 uses, including this look. I need to update that. I've really been stalling on this one. I think it's also because I had a very bright hot pink matte shadow in my Pan That palette, which I finished last year, so that was my absolute priority, and I dropped a lot of eyeshadow projects. I didn't quite want to drop this one, also because I've been doing this in collaboration with Ravneet in 2025. Ravneet hasn't really posted a lot lately, but I'm pretty sure she will come back at one point, and she's probably done with it already. I'm gonna have to check in with her again. I have thought of something because I really need some motivation to keep going. I'll talk to you about my plans next, and then I'm gonna share 2 looks with you, the one I'm wearing today and one more that I took a couple of weeks ago, a month ago actually, of just 2 very different ways of using this pink, hot pink shadow. Right, I clearly need some type of motivation in order to finish this palette. So what I've done is I've actually locked away a third of my eyeshadow palette collection. It's a bit of an experiment, and so far, it's only been a few days, I've been loving it because I've really been more able to wear eyeshadows from palettes that are not in projects, something quite unusual for me. And I can just open my palette drawer and I can see what's there. And if I need a certain type of color, like I did today, for example, I know where to go and I know where to find it. It's no longer this super packed Tetris type of drawer where I just don't want to spend any time digging through shadows and palettes there. Yeah, so that's really helped me. But then of course, I still like those palettes, and they've gone through numerous passes of declutters, and I've kept them and held on to them. So I've really whittled my eyeshadow collection down quite a bit. If you want to see more about that, I'm going to link my palette inventory video, which was my most recent video. But also, of course, I kind of want them back. I just need to figure out maybe getting rid of a few more here and there, maybe also finding a different space for them as I'm decluttering more things in my home, in my beauty collection. Maybe I can create more space for my palettes. That's a whole process. I've started on that. So basically the incentive is for me that I can't access these stored away 10 or so palettes until I've completed my Pan That palette in order. I also think I might start another eyeshadow project once I'm done with this one. So Again, two things here that are motivating me to keep going and to persist. I would like to hit some goals though for my next update. I'm gonna try and do it within a month. Let's see how that goes. Obviously, my top priority now with this palette is to hit pan in Bahamas. I don't think it's too many uses away. Definitely more than two, not like last time, nice and easy, but if I can experiment more with trying out different pink looks, I think that could be really useful. I would also like to just get a little bit more of a head start on the two other remaining shadows, Monte Carlo and Palm. I've currently got one use on Monte Carlo and two on Palm, absolutely the same as it was before, but I would like to bring both of those uses up to 10 for the next update. So hit one more pan, finally, 9 more uses on here and then 8 more uses on the dark brown matte. If you're curious about which palettes I have selected and I've locked away, I've actually filmed myself doing that. I will insert that clip right at the end of this video. But let's talk about some looks now. So the picture that you're seeing here right now, I'm wearing this hot pink Bahamas in a purple look. So this was just like a late night sort of, you know, play around type situation. And I was basically wearing e.l.f. Perfect Pearl as a base, which is this shadow pen here. And this is in my plan to pan for this year and last year. So this is all over my lids. Then I put the pink Bahamas, and I'm gonna swatch everything for you, as a, let's call it a lid setting shade. Yeah, so I did that. And then I put Tremble from my Pan That palette, Revolution Smoked. I won't open it, but I'll swatch it for you. So this is the more cool tone leaning of my blue shimmers from that palette. I also use that then all over the lid to create that purple. So these two shadows, I should probably also swatch the e.l.f. just to, you know, complete it. So I'm doing that here on the side. Then I've got Quell again from the Smoked palette in the outer corner, and this is a charcoal with a silver shimmer. That's just one swipe, super pigmented outer corner. Then I wanted to make it even more purple, so I used Deceive, and this is a shifty shadow, white looking, but it actually shifts to purple. And here is that. So that is a topper shadow on top of my lids. I'm also using this in the inner corner. For my look today, I'm wearing the Studio London Color Icon eyeshadow base. I'm wearing this one all over my lid, very pink. I do need to go into it 3 to 4 times actually, just to build it up properly, to make sure that it shows up and it's not looking patchy. And then I am wearing a single eyeshadow from my BYOP all over the lid. Actually, before I did that, I tried with my other Pan That palette, which is the Too Faced That's My Jam, and I tried, and again, I'll just swatch it for you, here on the other hand perhaps, and I went in with a pink shimmer, the light, the sort of more rose pink shimmer called We Be Jammin'. I wanted to use that applied, it's actually quite peachy looking here. I applied that first of all with a brush, but it did not show up whatsoever. So I just abandoned that idea and then went in with a single. So this is a Depotted Revolution shadow from the Chilled palette, and it's called Calm, and here's what it looks like. So it's a, again, highlightery type of shadow, but it's got a very warm golden shimmer in there. So put this one on top, and again, I had to dip into this 3 times per eyelid just to intensify that a little bit. Or rather, it was very intense on one eye, and then on the other, I had to build it up 3 times. But yeah, you get what I'm saying. So I already had Bahamas in the crease as well, but just to mute that down a little bit, I went with the pink matte from the Too Faced again, and this is Spread It. So that's gone into my crease as well. So here's the pink there too, just so you can see it all swatched on one hand. And then on the outer corner, see, this is new to me, and I've been doing that ever since I did that mini declutter time capsule type of thing with my palettes there. I'm actually opening my drawer and finding shadows that I need. So for my outer corner, I'm using a shadow from the Retro Love palette by Beauty Bay. I also got this one from Ruth actually. And it's this shadow here called Can't Hurry Love. A lovely saturated plum matte. So that's on my outer corner. Also got a eye pencil, Trended Up, 2-in-1 Line and Define Gel Kajal, waterproof in the shade 050. So it's sort of purpley. Got that for tight lining on the lower lash line as well, and then I went in with Bahamas as well on the lower lash line. So that's my eye look for today. I would like to, oh, now I'm looking at this palette. I think this could be really fun actually. I might have to roll it into No Pan Left Behind next week. Well, when I'm filming this next week. I think these two together, especially when I'm trying to hit pan in Bahamas, I can already see some really fun combinations here. I think especially with what I've got going on here, these 6 shadows here, I think that could be really nice to play around with that a little bit more and figure out some new combinations, or maybe even mix it with the blue even more. I'll try and include looks again next time so that you can see, and then maybe one other look as well where I'm using Monte Carlo and Palm as well to prep me for hitting pan in them. Of course I want to hit pan in them in order, but I think there's no danger in me hitting pan on them within those 10 uses total. Yeah. Okay, I'm now going to run that clip so you can see me select my palettes. I've written them all down in my panning journal, but I've stuck like 3 post-it notes on top of it, so I can't just see it and look at it. It's there if I need to reference it, but the idea is that I might forget a little bit about 1 or 2 or 3 or all of the palettes, and then be really, really surprised when I open them again. And maybe I will film that in my finale for this project. So I really, really hope you follow along and subscribe, and yeah, enjoy seeing that clip. Okay, I've just filmed my palette inventory video, and I thought before I put them all back, let's do this now. So I'm gonna do a quick fire this or that type of thing. And the yes pile is going to go back into my drawer. The no pile I'm going to package up, and I'm not going to touch those palettes, not even look at them, until I've completed, here we are, my Pan That palette in order. This one I'm also going to remove because that's my Pan That palette. So anything that is in a project right now I'm going to pull out. The Morphe Love Bite is in Deck of Panning, so holding on to that. The YSL Quint is in my Plan to Pan this year. Too Faced, that's my jam. The Wilderness I'm also going to pull because I might be taking some individual shadows out of this one. And I think I will film my Franken video. Well, I have to kind of film it before I'm done with the ABH. Glaminatrix I'm pulling as well because some of the shadows in here are in my BYOP. And then also because I want to depot that Urban Decay palette and figure out if they fit in here. So pulling that one too. So the rest that's here, that's what I'm going to do my this or that with. Okay, let's get going. Revolution Love Yourself in Soft Pink versus Essence Welcome to Miami. I'm going to hold on to this one and put this one away. Both BH Cosmetics. The right one is Do Not Disturb and the left one is Colori Vivace. This is my yes and this is my no. This is so hard. Passion in Paris, BH Cosmetics, or Laura Mercier Winter Wonderment. I'm more tempted by the Passion in Paris because I haven't really played with it enough. But this one I just love so much. So I think it just has to be this way. And then, you know, maybe that will spur me on even more so to pan the ABH Riviera and finish that. Yeah, it has to be like that. Okay. I've got one of this size left. So I'm going to, do you know what? I'll just plonk it over here. You can't see, but I'll just put it with these other rectangular ones. And now I'm going to just go here. Okay. Ah, of course, shiny new things versus favorite color. Yeah. See how many neutral palettes are over there in the yes pile. I don't even need to open them. I know exactly what's a yes and what's a no. Oh, hello, Mercury retrograde is complaining. 1 second. Yes, no. Oh God, am I boring? Mercury retrograde versus September rose, still pretty. Yes. And that's going away. Even though it's not the easiest to make these decisions, and you know, I could definitely be overthinking it, it does seem easier than normal because I'm not decluttering this pile over here. I'm only putting it away until I can play with them again. Doja Cat Visions versus Blushed by Revolution. This is tough because I do like both of them a lot. I think this one is a yes for me because I've got some blues in my Pan palette. So I think that could be fun to explore that. And therefore, even though I love it, this is going away. These two are really similar. Revolution Pro Luxe Shadow Palette and then Revolution Pro Rockstar Nude Edition. Here we go. I think, because I haven't played with this one so much recently, I'm gonna do the Bare Luxe as a yes. And then very surprising to me, the Rockstar Nude Edition is in the no pile. This one is going to be easy. Revolution Rockstar Noir Edition. Yes, it's pretty and I haven't played with it enough, but it just can't compete with a Sigma new mod in my opinion in terms of color story. Here on the left I've got Revolution Utopia and on the right I've got XX Revolution Bare Luxe. I'm trying to think what would work better with my Pan palette. So I think I'm actually going to go with this one because yes, I do have the blues in here, but they're fairly similar. Actually, yes, I do have a cool toned blue shimmer and a more warm toned one in my Pan palette and a more teal leaning matte. So two similar on the no and this one, yes pile. This is hard as well. Retro Love Beauty Bay versus Colored Rain Queen of Hearts. Fun color story, but so is this one. I think actually this one is gonna go in the yes pile. Had this been in an earlier selection, I probably would have gone for this one, but it just makes more sense to me to have like this there. Yeah, okay. Last two, easy one, Revolution Creator Revolution. I only really use this palette for frankening. So this is not something, I mean, I wouldn't need it. Should that have even been in here? Because it doesn't even live in my drawer anymore. Do you know what? It shouldn't. How many have I got here? And then I'm going to decide 11. And this would make it 12. Yeah, I'm going to keep this one in. 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. That's an all right number. How many am I putting away? Maybe that's more interesting. Please don't fall. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, both of them. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. 11 to put away. I like that. So I hope you enjoyed that little clip there. Thank you so much for watching all the way until the end. I hope you will follow my journey and subscribe if you aren't subscribed already. Thank you so much in advance. Thank you also for being here and I hope you have a lovely rest of your day or night, wherever you are. And I'm sending you so much love. Take care. Bye.